Attention. Go.
So the Diamond Jubilee Junior Women's Quads with Tideway Scullers School on the left of your picture and Hartpury College, Gloucester on the right. And so they blasted off the start, and I think we're going to see them as we rejoin the race live midway in the course, and it's still looking reasonably tight. Hard to judge from this angle. I'm joined now by Tom Morgan, the founder and the force behind Junior Rowing News. Welcome to the commentary box, Tom. Great to see junior women's quads, many great races so far. Tideway Scullers on the right of our picture looking quite tight to the booms. They want to kind of think about the steering there. Steered from 2 Sophia Waddington, and on the left of our picture the young women from Gloucester, from Hartpury College, looking like they've got a bit of a lead and a bit more comfortable position.
Yeah, it looked momentarily there like Hartpury were being warned, and that resulted in the Tideway Scullers having to just correct a little bit and veer towards the booms, but both crews back on track now. Hartpury, of course, tons of pedigree in this event. They were, I think, 3 or 4 times winners of the Diamond Jubilee, and bearing in mind the event's only 9 years old, that's remarkable pedigree.
Just watching here, Tom, as you mentioned the steering, I think that Hartpury, having been warned once by the umpire, looks like they're encroaching over the centre line. So the rule here is you need to stay on your half of the course. If you start to encroach, then the umpire will be watchful and warn, and you're trying to avoid a foul where you come into contact or impede the progress of your competitor. So Hartpury steering away here again as we look at the tomato, ketchup and mustard colours of Tideway Scullers School. They've been down the track many times today, and this is their junior women's quad.
Yeah, it can be super tricky, especially in a coxless boat, to actually demarcate where those lines are. It's almost intangible, and Hartpury playing a pretty dangerous game. You can just see the girl in the 2 seat making quite a big shout, quite a big call to her crew, maybe galvanising them to take on the second half of this race and put this race to bed.
That's right, well, steered from the bow, so she's got to look over the shoulders of the girls in front of her to see what's going on and keep an eye on the umpire, and whether that flag's coming out of the bag to give a warning or not. And you can see now Hartpury have opened up quite a lead. One of the interesting things you mentioned, Tom, Hartpury, we have seen Gloucester Rowing Club, which is part of what Hartpury is, win 4 times in this event in the last 8 years. Tremendous pedigree. And then they forged an alliance with GB Rowing's START programme to become Hartpury College, with this focus on sporting excellence and bringing quality athletes in. So, how do you think that's working as an approach? And the girls from Gloucester have been super successful here in the past.
Clearly very well. I mean, they've got crews in the Forley, they've got crews in the Diamond Jubilee, they have crews in the Prince of Wales. So from my perspective, it's clear as day that progress and that coalition is working like a dream at the moment. I mean, they haven't quite emulated the success of as you say, their run between 2014 and 2017, but this crew looked like a pretty good bet, actually.
And Tideway Scullers School, not giving up, not giving in. Tideway Scullers A crew, we should say, seem to be coming a little bit more back on terms. That's Alice McCarthy in the bow for Tideway Scullers, and Sophia Waddington seems to have managed to move away from the booms into a more comfortable position steering. In front of her at 3, Orla Harvey, and stroked by Zoe Sheska. She's the only person who's raced at Henley before in either crew, actually, in the stroke of the Tideway Scullers School crew. But at the moment, Hartpury College have got the advantage, sitting up a length or more ahead of Tideway Scullers School, and strongly in control, Tom.
Yeah, Zoe's a remarkable athlete. She won the junior women's single scull at Henley Women's, and clearly in the stroke seat, she's in the driving seat for this quad. Just looking at the Scullers crew, there's a little bit of discrepancy in the blade work, might be slowing them down just ever so slightly. But I think at the moment, I mean, barring any late miracles, I think Gloucester Hartpury look like they have this race under control.
Yeah, the quad does show up differences in timing. They tend to emerge more as athletes get tired, and certainly at this stage in the race, if you're behind, you need to be tired. You need to be expending all the energy you can to try to rattle your opposition who are sitting ahead of you. As we see them look across, just check their line on the course, check where they are, coming up through the enclosures, perhaps 300 metres now left to run down the track on the Diamond Jubilee, the junior women's quads events. But Scullers continuing to go for that overlap. Hartpury looking a little bit more under pressure now. Tom, they're starting to look a little bit more tired, maybe the last 10 or 15 strokes.
Yeah, there was definitely a flustered look there from the bow girl and the Gloucester Hartpury crew, but I think it looks and sounds like they've got 10, 15 strokes to the line. I think they're going to take this one.
Yeah, a little bit of a wobble and a head start to turn towards the finish, just checking where it is. If you're not familiar with this course, as none of these have been, going through the last few strokes, just checking that they don't unwind too close towards the line. They've got control right the way through to the end. So that's Hartpury College from Gloucester with a win just over a length over Tideway Scullers School A. You can see that they're pretty happy with that result, congratulating other. That's their first race in this regatta. They'll be delighted with that, and on they go to the next round.